This video is going to cover section 1 of the small vessel sea service form, and it's going to show you how to calculate the gross tonnage of a sailing vessel and the gross tonnage of a power vessel. And I just want to note here that this form up in the top right says it expires 6/30/2012, and today's date is 7/29/2013, and we are still using this form. I talked to the Coast Guard, and they're coming up with new forms. They're in the process of it. So on to the easy stuff. Name, last comma, first comma, middle. You can get that. Social Security. Put your Social Security number in here. Right, 3 digits, 2 digits, and 4 digits. Social Security number. Put it in there. Now the vessel name. So put your vessel name in here. This particular sailboat, I just named it Seed, because it looks like a pumpkin seed. It's a really strange boat. Official number or state number. The official number is this number, the hull identification number here. This is Michigan registration. Hull identification number. This is the official number right here. And the form says or state registration number. Here's the state registration number. So when you buy a boat, you go pay your taxes, you'll get a registration number, and this boat's is MC7768KC 7768KC. That is the state registration number. Gross tonnage, this can give people a problem sometimes, and they calculate it with length. This vessel is 23 feet long, and this seems bizarre, but it's 10 feet wide. That's why this boat is called Seed. It looks just like a pumpkin seed. And the depth, so what they mean by depth, from the top of the hull, where the deck connects to the hull here, from here down to the keel is the depth. So the depth of this boat is 5 feet. So let's do these quick calculations here. This is for gross tonnage. So for gross registered tons, right? So what we have is GRT equals length times width times depth times 0.57, all divided by 100. And this is for a sailboat. This is for a sailing vessel, this number here. Now if we want to do it for a power-driven vessel, it's pretty much the same. Gross registered tons equals length times width times depth times, here's the different part, 0.67. You get a little more gross tonnage for power-driven vessels. The shape of a sailing hull is not as spacious as a power-driven vessel, divided by 100. So this here is a sailing vessel. So what we're going to do is use the sailing formula, and let's calculate it. So GRT equals the length, which is 23 times 10. So 23 is the length, 10 is the width, 5 is the depth. So 23 times 10 times 5 times the number for sailing vessel, 0.57, all divided by 100. And what we get when we break out the trusty calculator, there she is 23 times 10 times 5, 23 times 10 times 5 times 0.57 equals, divided by 100 equals 6.55 gross tons. So this vessel equals 6.6 gross tons, and that's what we will put in vessel gross tons, 6.6 GRT, gross registered tons. Now the propulsion. What's the propulsion of this vessel? Is it motor, which this is what your power driven vessels, almost all of them are going to be motor, right? There's not many steam anymore. Gas turbines are far and few between. If you have no engine, it's just a sail. If it's a sailing vessel with an engine, you have auxiliary sail. And here, look at this power type on my registration. Sailing and power. So this is auxiliary sail. Auxiliary sail. And I to serve as the master of this vessel, you need a license. And if you try to say that you are the mate on a vessel, a lot of vessels have licensed mates on board, so that is going to confuse the Coast Guard. I've seen this happen to my friend, and all of his sea time got turned down because he put mate, and they said you need to have a license to be a mate. And it was a big misunderstanding, but anyways, you want to use operator or deckhand. This is an original license. So let's say this is my boat. I'm the operator. The operator. And it's just for recreation. You know, if you worked, let's say you worked on a charter fishing vessel, you'd be a deckhand. And now, down here, name of body or bodies of water upon which the vessel was underway. So I live in Michigan. I operate on the Great Lakes. So this is what they want to see. They want to see Great Lakes, western rivers, inland waters, or near coastal. Those are really what they want to see. Let me put these down in another color so you can remember them. Right? They either want to see inland, were you on inland waters? Were you on the Great Lakes? Great Lakes. Were you on western rivers? Western rivers. Or were you on near coastal waters? Good. So down here, what I'm going to write is I operated on the Great Lakes, and I'm going to put in parentheses West Grand Traverse Bay. West Grand Traverse Bay. So if you operated, you can get a license if you have your time on small inland lakes, right? Let's say you're always fishing on Mud Lake. Well, you can put inland waters, Mud Lake. So that's how we fill out section 1 of the small vessel sea service form.